G'day everyone and welcome to your Thursday footy feed. It's one of the greatest rivalries in the AFL and tomorrow night marks the 140th year since the first battle between Essendon and Carlton. The stage is set and the Bombers are weighing up whether to throw young gun Joe Daniher into the fiercest of occasions. Jackie Reid has more.
Essendon has kept Joe Daniher out of the spotlight all season, but his VFL form is starting to command attention.
He's ready to play. He's definitely ready. It's just whether there's a player who's ahead of him that deserves a chance more.
Michael Hurley has recovered from an ankle injury and will return. Courtney Dempsey will miss after that huge collision against the Swans, a hit James Hird admits sent a scare through the Dons camp.
Immediately we were very concerned. He went straight to hospital, had x-rays and a CT scan. Sort of by the time we got on the plane back to Melbourne about 10 o'clock, we were pretty confident he was stable and he'd left the hospital and was back in the hotel.
Tomorrow night's clash has Hird excited to take on the old foe.
I think the rivalry between Carlton and Essendon is very real. It stems back, well and truly into the 80s. During the 90s we had some great games. Obviously, 93 grand final was terrific for Essendon. 99 prelim wasn't as good. 2000 prelim was better.
But Blues coach Mick Malthouse doesn't share that sense of occasion.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as the player concerned, we've got too much at stake to worry about getting caught up in any previous history.
Heath Scotland will notch game 200 while Andrew McInnes was given the green light to return at training today.
Not easy. Anyone who's had a knee understands why it's such a monumental task to get back, mentally and physically.
Eddie Betts will return from suspension while Chris Judd will be named. Jackie Reid, AFL.com.au.
Now to Sydney, the Swans play Adelaide on Saturday, but ahead of that game some devastating news with a premiership star announcing his retirement effective immediately. For that, let's go to James Dampney.
Thanks, Matty. Well, some sad news out of the Swans today, with defender Marty Matner forced to retire due to ongoing hip problems. The 30-year-old played 222 games with the Crows and the Swans, including last year's premiership.
To be honest with you, the last month has been pretty hard, but also probably the last year has been quite tough with the injury. It's both my hips. So 6 years ago, my first year here at Sydney, I had surgery on my left one. And then progressively my right one's been getting worse. Just, even the basic things of putting shoes and socks on in the morning is quite challenging. So in terms of that, to live my life for the rest of for my life, I've decided to make that decision.
With Tommy Walsh gone for the season, Adam Goodes or Jesse White could spend more time in the forward line.
Those are the things we need to weigh up, and there's pros and cons for both of those decisions, and that's something we'll consider this afternoon.
So that's all the news ahead of the big game. Back to you, Matty.
All right, James, thank you for that. Former Hawthorn President Jeff Kennett says he's been approached to launch a challenge for the Melbourne Presidency, and it sounds like he's considering it. The former Victorian Premier and outspoken critic of AFL Headquarters says the current Melbourne board has failed and it's time to get rid of them. He says the fact he's not a Demons fan does not matter.
I don't think there's any worry about that at all. I mean, to me, as I said, it's the management challenge. It's creating the governance, it's creating the passion, it's the reason to get Melbourne members to stay, to come back and to grow something. I think that's given you more than enough, and you'll cut it down to 30 seconds. Good luck to you all.
Kennett says Melbourne's current position is hurting the brand of the entire city. And if you thought that was odd, what about this? AFL Chief Andrew Demetriou revealing league headquarters has been swept for bugs and listening devices during TV rights negotiations.
We do. We go through the proper risk management, and we have all of our phones and our headquarters swept. Of course we will. I mean, if we didn't do that, I think you'd think we were being...
Did you find them in a pot plant, or where were they hidden? You've found some stuff there, haven't you? Clearly.
I'm not going to tell you.
Have you really?
I'm not telling you.
In a wide-ranging radio interview, Demetriou also flagged the possibility of more Monday night footy next season.
It's quite possible we'll trial a few more next year. As we go into the next broadcast rights, you probably could make an event around Monday night games. I can't see why you couldn't play one in most places around Australia.
There were 2 Monday night games this year, and that is all for your footy feed this Thursday. A few quirky stories about today, hey? Have your say by tweeting @AFL or check out our Facebook page. I'm Matt Thompson. Thanks for watching.